every Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have 2 guests every week who pick a topic that they want to share. I'm going to get Jay in the box. Let's do this introduction.
Took a tumble, hit the ground, learn to stand when no one's round. Life's a game of lost and found. Don't let the waves make you drown. Oh, talk is cheap, but scars don't lie. Gotta fall to learn to fly. May your tears all run dry. Sun will shine after the sky. Oh, lessons learned and bridges burned. Life will twist and then you'll turn. Don't regret the times you yearned. Every page is where you learn. Chase the shadows, lost my way. Found my heart in disarray. Broken dreams had lots to say. Built my kingdom from the clay. Oh, read pages where you learn.
All right, guys. That's Emoji Jay. Thank you. Oh. You guys ever just have you ever just hit a point in your life where you feel stuck? And like things happen and it sucks. And you don't, like, you almost go numb. I'm numb. I'm distant. I can't focus. So bear with me today. I did pre-warn my guest today that I got some things going on. Life is good, but sometimes it's not fair, right? So a couple show rules real quick. Be kind, be positive, no bullying. There's just no reason for any of the negativity. Y'all, negativity spreads negativity. And as I just told you, I have enough. I have absolutely enough going on. So we just don't take it. You'll be removed and that'll be it. And I don't go back and unblock. So once you're blocked, you don't get to come back. I mean, you can make other accounts. I'm not stupid, but no smoking, bless you. Take the dog out too, please. No smoking. The stream said bless you too. And got a couple of them. Where was I at? No cussing, no drinking, no smoking. A couple rules that us hosts have that you guys might not know. No, keep breathing. You keep breathing, okay? In, out, in, out. Coffee is absolutely a-okay. I have some hot tea right here. I'm actually letting it cool off because it's hot. What am I missing, guys? I told you I'm... I'm not really sure I understand that, but okay. So where we go back, get back. Okay, host rules. So like, when you guys are hitting the favorites, right? Like any time other than this hour, every single time I'm going to tell you thank you, because I appreciate it. But during the show, my attention is to be on my guests, right? And so when you're doing that, you might see this, like I do this goofy wink, right? I'm aware I don't like some of these ladies and gentlemen have like that wink that you're like, hey, I don't have that. It just looks goofy, but I do it. And that's my like little thank you, right? Or you'll see me do one of these. But we're not supposed to acknowledge the favorites, the gifts. And I will only acknowledge the comments that are related to the topic. Now, after this hour is up, you guys want to talk about something else? Let's do it. I'm game, right? So I will randomly, guys, say thank you so very much for the gifts. Thank you for the favorites. And more importantly, thank you for your time. Yeah, so Queen, girl, listen, my face tells everything. And you know I'm uncomfortable and you know I'm struggling because I'm not making the eye contact with you guys that I normally make, but I want the show to go on, so I'm doing my best. I have no makeup on. I'm a mess, but we're here because as much as I preach that it's okay to not always be okay, I have to show you guys that I too cannot be okay and that we're going to be okay. So sometimes when it's hard, you have to push. Because what is this simple? This too shall pass. Right? I think that was all the basic rules, right? Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do what I do have. It's here to the Q and Q. We're gonna be quick because we got to get my guests in the box. We are a couple minutes behind, but we'll just take my little middle segment and cut that a little short, guys. The quote is, "Life is either a glorious adventure or nothing. What adventure would you like to undertake next?" And I picked this because I cannot do any more serious thinking. So I picked one that was easy. And the next adventure I want to undertake, the next big adventure, right? Like obviously I do little things here and there, but I think my next big adventure, I didn't really think what I'd say. There's like a few areas that I absolutely want to go to, but I think I'm gonna stick with the coral reef still. I want to go see the coral reef in Australia. I want to snorkel or scuba dive out there and see it before it's gone. So I think that that's my next adventure. I could say something cheesy like dating and finding a good guy and, you know, settling down, because that's an adventure within itself, right? But I don't know that I'm ready for that. Unless you want to take me on a trip like Fiji Island or something. I mean, then maybe I'd consider dating. I'm just kidding. What about you guys? Where's your next big adventure? I need at least 3 or 4 of y'all to answer before I let my guests in the box. I need positive, happy places to think. Come on. We had Fiji's. Africa. You're going to Africa in May? No way. Can you please take all the pictures and be my friend and share them? Norway. Yes. Switzerland. I want to go to Switzerland. I want to explore the world, you guys. And I think I'm trying to figure out how I can just live a more simple life, even though I'm already pretty simple, so that I can just pick a kid and go travel for a couple days here and there and explore and learn the world. And all right, well, Captain, let's go. All right, is my first guest ready and in the box? I'm going to wait till you tell me in the comments that you are ready because I don't want to catch you off guard. Love. T, he didn't invite you. I've never been to Vegas, to be fair, either, Cap. All right. No, you're not my guest. I know. Was it Coda that had to go first? Right? My Instagram is frozen. Come on. Yes. All right. Coda, are you in the box and are you ready, babe? All right, let's go. Queen. Okay. See, that's why I'm so sorry. I don't know if I was supposed to use that. I should have double checked. Sorry, Queen Pebble. I don't know if I was supposed to use that other name.
I don't care. I really don't.
Okay. Well, so it's I try to make sure that I do that, but again, my head's
people already know my actual name that I go by in real life, so it's okay.
So good morning. How are you today?
I'm very exhausted. I was dealing with a sick toddler all night.
Oh, I have been there.
I've had probably like a 30-minute nap before this.
Sleep when you can the rest of today with that baby. When you if that baby's sleeping, sleep with that baby.
Yeah, my mom took over so I can do the show and then go to bed afterwards.
No, that's nice of mom.
So
Gotta love mom. You do. But all right, so I'm not sure if you've seen the show, but for the new folks, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of just ask you to dive right into this, and then I kind of ask you about yourself and your stream and a little more of that type stuff, any other shows and stuff. But I do that after we do the talk because there's more people in here, right? So there's more people to listen, more hopes in getting that favorites and stuff like that, right? So pretty much don't just be like, all right, we're done and leave the box, because you're not done until we do that part. Okay.
I'll just wait for you to tell me until we're done. How about that?
All right, there you go. All right, so yeah, let's just do it. Tell these fine folks what topic you picked and what made you pick that.
I just, the lesson I've learned is to not let my self-confidence go into self-love. I should have started it a long time ago. But I shouldn't say it's been a difficult thing to do for self-love. Ever since I was a little kid, my biological mom used her hands as her weapons towards me. And I dealt with that all the way up until I was 12 years old. I left my mom, moved back in with my dad. After I left there, I grew up a little bit, still didn't know what self-love was or self-care, so I kept degrading myself. And the more and more I did that, the more I was told by a therapist I seen that what she did to me is a relationship that I would expect out of a man, which, come to find out, is who I found a lot. Not the brightest idea that I could have made. It was a huge mistake on my part. The last abuse that I suffered was 2 years ago, and that was from my son's father that I found off this app. He told me a lot of sweet goals that he wanted for us to do. He met me in person, and about 2 seconds later, if it wasn't for my mom and my brother walking in, I would not be here today. It's just a lot.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're okay.
So if any of you hear that before I muted, did any of you hear that?
No, but I could see in your face that you were feeling what I was saying.
I definitely can feel what you're saying, but then there was just a funny noise that came from that area. My kid's home today. We're having a chill week for the most part because it's been rough.
Trust me,
I
me just
think
saying
that
that out loud.
I think that a lot of us forget that like we're our own worst critics and we should be our own biggest cheerleaders, you know. I know that this sounds silly. I still fight regularly with the self-love part. I do the self-care, but it's that loving what I've got part, right?
Yeah, that,
The
that's what I struggle with a lot.
but and this sounds stupid and I haven't done it in a while. And talking to you, I'm like, why did I stop doing that? And you do feel really dumb at first. You really do, because you're like, what am I doing? But this simple step helped me a lot when I was in one of my rougher spots. Every morning when you wake up, the first thing you do, you go to the bathroom, you turn the light on, barely have your eyes open because, you know, you just turn the light on, and you high five yourself in the mirror. Mel Robbins, she's amazing. This is where I learned this from. High five yourself in the mirror. And you do that because when you high five somebody, it triggers your brain happy. High five happy. You're happy, right? In your brain, when you make that motion, like even right now, I'm high fiving the air, right? And it's so then you trigger, and then you have to say three positive things, and then you go on about the rest of your day. And it's about starting and understanding that when you speak positive things, including about yourself, positive things begin to happen. And when you're negative and you're down on yourself, and I have been a lot lately,
I think we all have been at some point in our life.
you know, but it's about stopping the negative, not allowing yourself, because even though it's a thought or a joke, when you negatively joke, the body doesn't know the difference.
Right.
And in your body is what goes into the fight or flight, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't want it even remotely sending any inkling of negative vibes, positive, positive, positive. And that's why at the beginning of the show, I even say I have no tolerance for the negative behavior, the negative comments, the negative vibes. You're not bringing me down just because you're dull and you think my light's too bright. Nah, homie, work on you. You go ahead and work on you. You bring yourself up, because I will not dim who I am for anybody ever again.
Exactly. Straight facts.
And I say that with confidence, as I'm also telling you I'm struggling with it, but I have to say it that way because the more I say it, the more my brain and body are going to believe it.
It's
Yeah.
that repetitive thing. The more that you hear it, the more that you say it, the more that you feel it, the more your body's gonna recognize what is accepted.
And when you surround yourself with negative people, their negative vibes are going to affect you, right? Like, I'm sorry, but when you're around, like, let me ask you guys, stupid, like, have you guys ever hung out with somebody who's just always complaining and negative, and they're just constantly, when you leave that place, all you did was maybe sit on the couch and watch a movie, or maybe you had a meal, or you guys played a board game, or, you know, whatever your little interaction is. But when you leave, you are exhausted. Because they done sucked all the energy out of you with their nay.
I know exactly. I have like one person in mind. As soon as you brought that up, that does it all the time.
And I'm sorry. I will still love you, but from afar. I'm not. Now, don't get me wrong. We have days, right? Especially women my age. I am in my mid 40s, y'all. I have days where I'm sorry. I'm all over the place, you know, and that anger hits, and it'll hit hard, or, you know, the tears hit hard, but the constant, I can't do it. Not
At
even
some
a
point,
little
at
bit.
some point, you just throw in the towel and say, you know what? I'm done with this. Wash my hands and I'm good. Moving
Yep,
on.
and that's what I do. And that's why my circle's so small. I can't, like, and then on top of it, I have a teenager, and I don't know if y'all have done the whole teenage thing yet, but they're pretty mean too. So yeah, they're mean. Well, the boys are chaos, girls are mean.
My 14-year-old is a girl.
Yeah, they're mean, aren't they?
4-year-old and my toddler, which is 2.
But what are some of the things that you've started to do for your self-care?
I would look at myself in the mirror and say, I love this about myself. I love how my hair is. I love how my face is. You know, I sit there and I prioritize myself. I'll sit there and give my own self affirmations on a daily basis. Even I might not even have to look at myself. I can just look at a picture of myself and be like, that's a cute one, or that's a sexy one. Like, more body positivity instead of body shaming myself.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And it's important. So when you get in the negative mindset, what are some of the things you do to help turn? Because I know
I look at my son and say that he's the reason why I'm still going.
right.
Turn that negativity into a positive. All my kids, I look at all 3 of them and I'll be like, you guys made me who I am. No matter how low I got in life, they kept me going, and they still do.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna stop.
Yeah, kids have no idea, man. They come in and change you. That's like, you thought you knew love until you hold your firstborn and you're like, damn.
I was 15 when I had my first one.
I was 19. I thought, oof, I was a baby I had no business having a baby at 19, I'll tell you that.
I had no business having her at 15, but you know what? I went to school, went to work, and I made it work.
I did too, but I still had no business. God. Yeah, I just look back. I hope some of you younger folks out there are playing your cards safe, and let me just tell you this. Forget relationships. Find your female friends, or if you're a girl, your girlfriends, your guy friends. Travel, explore the world, because there is so much out there.
Oh yeah.
Before you settle, man, your Prince Charming could live in your dream destination, but because you're too scared to go there, or you're too focused on finding Mr. Right before you travel.
I've been to Tennessee, I've been to Michigan, I've been to Wisconsin, I've been to Colorado, and I've been to Maine.
I've been from Michigan to Texas to in Florida to California to Boston and a bunch in between, but I've never left the States. I've never traveled outside the States.
I haven't either.
I've never had a passport. That's what I'm going to work on.
I mean,
I want to go out of the States.
wanted to go to Germany because my heritage, you know, I'm German, Irish, Native American, and then I'm English. But majority of my family is German, and that's what I want to experience the most, and see how it's like over there. Thank you.
I just, man, y'all, I sit here as I get old and I'm like, man, all the things I missed out on because I didn't put myself first, you know? Like, I was so worried about impressing people and having, you know, I was so worried about people's approval, right? That I was so focused on all the wrong things for so long.
At some point, a lot of people are like that. From what I've seen, especially with people around my age group, they always try to sit there and seek people's approval.
Mm-hmm. It's a younger person thing, and I'm not even going to say younger generation, because all of us younger folks have wanted approval at some point, right?
From our parents.
And for me, from everybody. I would feel like there was something wrong with me if you didn't like me, because I did everything I could as a young kid to make sure that I did everything for you to like me, right? Like,
I did the same.
Which, guys, listen, you can't find your tribe if you're not rocking your vibe. So me trying to fit in was me being a copycat. I wasn't being true to who I am, right? I wasn't doing what made me genuinely happy, okay? If you want to find people who genuinely have the same interests and you play chess, you're not going to go to the football field right? You're going to go to chess club. And if you like football or baseball, I'm not going to find you sitting in the library playing chess. I mean, I might, but not for a majority of your time, correct? I'm going to find you out on a ball field with a ball and a bat, or the football with your cleats. Like, you go, you know, you go to where your sport is, which I'm saying it in that way because you have to, you know, you have to be true to you. You have to find your vibe and not be afraid to be who you are in order for your people to find you, right? How are you going to find the weirdos that are at your weirdo level if you're being someone else's weirdo?
Hey, that's why I tell everybody when people tell me, but like if you give somebody a compliment and you say that, oh, you're amazing, and then they come back and say, oh, I tried, don't try, just do. Be yourself. Just be yourself. If people don't like the self that you are, then they're not your people.
Exactly.
I'm just me. You know, there's nothing really special about me. I just make everybody's day better in some way.
Yeah.
I always tell everybody I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not here to make everybody happy. I'm not here to make.
And you can't, because as I sit here, you know, I could do all kinds of things to change myself. I could change my hair, right? Let's say I make T happy and I become a blonde again. All right. But now, what is it? Demon down here is like, what the heck? I want to see you with red hair, you know? And then you got Dolly there, and she's like, but I really just liked your natural hair. You know, I can't please all three of you. And quite frankly, I shouldn't care, which is what I tell T all the time, you know? So, but again, you can't make everybody happy. Everybody likes different things. And if we didn't, the world would be boring. But if you can find just 2, maybe 3 people, in some cases, even if you just have one person, but you have a person or a couple people, you're doing very lucky. Because most people, and if you're being true to yourself, because most people have a bunch of fake friends, right? They've got their bar buddies, or, you know, their drinking buddies, or their gambling friends, but they don't have those close friends.
Right. I have probably two actual like close and dear friends that I can actually count on. 2, at least. Maybe 3. Maybe. Her actions have been kind of iffy lately.
Yeah, it's hard, guys. Learning to put yourself first and to understand that, you know, there's a reason even the airplanes tell you that you have to put your oxygen mask on before or to help your kid, because if you're not okay, you can't help anybody else, right?
Right.
So you have to make sure that your cup's full, because if you let it go empty, what you can do? You can't help others at all once you're empty. You can't let people run you dry. That's not how life is supposed to be, and that's definitely not how you're supposed to be treated. And that was a hard lesson for me to learn. It took a lot for me to swallow, to just be like, oh. But then once I realized it was okay that everybody didn't like me, you want to know what the biggest revelation was? Realizing I don't like most people either. Oh, once you step back and you're not trying to impress them and you actually pay attention.
Yeah.
You like, wait, what? I was trying, and I found myself in a lot of moments, like, that's what I wanted to be like that was the group I tried to fit in with. Oh my God. You know, but when you're young, that's, you don't see it like that, right?
Yeah, I was like that in high school. Like I was what you would call like the jock. Like I did all the sports and all that, and I was also very smart in some categories in school. So a lot of people tried having me in their what they call cliques. I tried being everybody's friend and everybody's, you know, helper and all that. But at some point during my high school years, I turned around and I looked at myself. I was like, how is this going to better me in the future? It won't.
Yeah. All right. So we are at that time where I asked you, was there anything that you wanted to make sure you added to that before I ask you some stuff about yourself? Because we are almost out of time.
Nope, we cleared everything.
All right. Well, tell these folks, when do you stream? What are your streams like? And do you have any other shows or events?
I stream pretty much throughout the day. Sometimes at night. I do a lot of sleep streams, especially like I would say between like 1 to like 6 a.m. And my next show will be tomorrow. It's a karaoke show. It will be in my friend's stream called Red Devil. It'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then I have something with Emoji J on Sunday.
That's 9, right, Jay?
Yes.
Look at me remembering. Look at me. Look at me remembering. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Great topic. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend.
You too.
Guys, hit Queen Pubs with a favorite. Go check her out.
I'm a very eventful person.
Thank you.
My streams are just pretty much like a laid back stream. I mean, you can sit there and say anything and everything. If you need a place to vent, go ahead and vent in my streams. I have no problem. You just gotta keep it respectful.
Yeah. Positivity for sure. For sure. Sorry, I'm putting my charger in.
Oh, you're all good.
Why did it do that? All right, Queen Pablos, thank you so much. You can exit, love. And then our next guest, we'll have you hop in here in a minute. If you guys are just tuning in, I'm Silly Lily. This is Lessons Learned. We meet here every Tuesday, or every Friday, sorry. I was reading every Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had a great time in Disney. Rode some cool rides. I got to give Pluto a hug. What else? Fireworks were amazing at Magic Kingdom. I got to watch them with the kiddo. I had to see dolphins on my last day. That was my self-care week. I did a lot. We did a lot of extra stuff to try to squeeze in as much as we could in the little time we had. We tried to see manatees, but we saw dolphins, and that was just as awesome. So I think wasn't that a sunrise? But either way, I'll send you, I got some other ones too. It was a good time. All right. I'm all over the place, guys. Losing little loved creatures is hard, you guys. I never thought that a lizard could make me so sad. Like, the other dude was so cool. Ugh. I can't focus. It's hard for me to pay attention. I don't know how work's gonna go tonight. But is our second guest ready? I will wait for you to tell me in the comments, my dear. All right. Here we go. Hello. Oh, hi, kitty. Is that a Siamese cat? Uh-oh. Can you guys hear her? Is it me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, my headphone doesn't want to necessarily plug into the tablet. You know how that goes. But
Gotcha.
but anyway,
Gotcha.
do I just
Well,
go right
welcome
into
to
the
the
talk
show.
or
Thank you for being here.
okay?
I mean, you kind of watched the last one, so you kind of know how it goes. So I guess just let's dive in. Let these fine folks know what your topic is and what made you pick it.
Okay. So my topic is that it is important to advocate for yourself medically because otherwise, pretty much a year ago, I would have been dead if not.
Oh my goodness. Explain that to us a little bit.
Okay, so on January 13th, I had found two what I call little black beans on either side of the tailbone. I had two cysts on one side, one cyst on the other. It turned out to be gangrene, and I didn't know it. And but like I had called two separate ambulances. Both of them, actually all four of the paramedics said that I didn't look septic. But the time that I called the second ambulance, I felt like I was dying. Like I felt like death. That's exactly what I told him. And he was just like, "Oh, well, you don't look septic. Your vitals are fine, blah, blah, blah." Well, I go to the hospital and then, after my PCP and wound care, I go to the hospital and they're like, "So you get to have surgery." I'm like, "Oh, cool. When?" They said, "Well, now." And I'm like, "Great." And then I blacked out. I was in severe septic shock at the time. All my vitals were normal before that.
That's
And
great.
so, yeah, advocate for yourself. Because, yeah, I was dying and my vitals were fine. So,
That's that's crazy how the vitals. I don't know. I'm not a medical person, so I don't know how all that stuff works, right? But I am a firm believer that you have to listen to your body. It tells you when something's wrong.
yeah. To this day, I'm still trying to heal the wound up that it caused. So, and doctors are not really all that good in Arkansas, or at least where I'm at. Um, so I have to kind of guide them along because they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do, another round of Vanc." I'm like, "Oh, you mean the 6 weeks that I did prior that didn't work for osteomyelitis? Oh, well, that's not gonna work again." But okay, sure. So sorry for the negativity, but sarcasm. Sorry.
And sometimes it's crazy, even like with my kids. Like I took my daughter to when she just barely 1 years old, and she wasn't right, and I knew something was off, right? And they sent me home twice from one hospital. And the third time I was like, I'm taking her to another hospital. I want another opinion. And that hospital had her hooked up within 20 minutes to every IV monitor thing. And I was terrifying. Well, it turned out she had RSV.
Ooh. Yeah.
So, and then I don't know if any of you guys have dealt with that in a baby, but that is so scary because they almost sound like they can't breathe, and they go like they become a limp noodle, and they sound like they're
Some of them even become cyanotic.
You definitely follow your instincts.
Yep, for sure.
But don't go into the Google thing either, because Google is going to tell you you're going to be unalive no matter what you type in there. You can be like, my nose is running, it's game over, So be careful with the Google. Definitely seek professional opinions. Okay. Google goes a little too far sometimes, guys. Okay.
Yeah, most of the answers is cancer on Google.
Seriously. Like I said, bless you. The Google goes too far sometimes.
Yep.
So as far as advocating for yourself goes, like, did doctors give you a hard time? Were they respectful? Like, how did your journey go?
They gave me a hard time. This last time that I got the diagnosis for osteomyelitis was January, middle of January,
What is
and
osteomyelitis?
sorry, it's bone infection, and it's climbing my spine. It's went from my coccyx all the way up to my fourth sacral vertebrae now. So yeah, it's climbing up. It's not
And what
it's
does
not going
it
away.
do?
I'm sorry.
What does it do? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's climbing up my spine. It's tearing apart my bone marrow pretty much.
So it's like deteriorate. Okay.
Yeah. And so but that's what the bank's for supposedly. And deal was is whenever I got the last diagnosis, there was a doctor and she came in and she said, "Well, at this point it's chronic because I've had it since April of last year." And I'm
Mhm.
like, "Okay." And she was like, "I really don't know if we can actually cure it." And I'm like, okay. I'm like, "But I don't want to die." And she starts laughing, and I can usually find sense of humor in most things, but she was laughing and she goes, "You can't die from," and I'm like, "Yeah, there you go." I'm like, "Because I can, and I know it, because it could be fatal, because it could make me septic. I know what I'm talking about here." And she was like, "Well, we'll try the bank." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure we will." So here we go. Yes. Yeah, what Jay said. I had him
I
on the
mean, and I
phone.
know that doctors, it's like the professionals, but I do sometimes wish, and in my experience, doctors would have been a little more respectful of what I told them, because in the end, it does make a difference. Like the outcome, the results, trying to figure out solutions.
Oh, yeah.
But because we're not professionals, but it's like, I know my body, I know my kid, I know what's right, I know what's off. You know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta. A couple times I put my foot down, got a little loud.
Yeah.
I mean, respectfully, but at the same time, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my point across to you, Doc.
Yeah, for sure. I argue with them at the hospital all the time where I go. And I told my PCP the other day, which is primary care physician, I told him the other day, I said, I'm like, "Dude, I'm sorry. Like, he's a little baby nurse still. He's brand new out of school, nurse practitioner." And so I'm like, "Dude, I'm sorry." I'm like, "I'm sorry for arguing with him." I'm like, "But dang." I'm like, I'm telling him I still have the UTI that they supposedly treated me for. And he's like, "Yeah, you do." And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly." And he goes, "I'm glad you're advocating for yourself." I'm like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah, thanks."
Yeah, I
So,
mean, and some, it's not all doctors, guys. I've had doctors who do listen to everything too. You know what I
oh,
mean?
yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be into the negative part of all that.
Sorry.
But no, you're okay. I mean, I'm just, you have to talk about the negative to understand the topic, right? Like, I
Yeah.
I, I get it, but it's there are good ones. That's all. There are good ones. There really are.
Oh, yeah.
I know my grandma's had some amazing nurses and doctors with her health history, so that's why I want to make sure I throw that out there, because it is just like in everything. There's bad with the good.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Let's see. If you could go back to maybe the beginning of your journey, what would you tell yourself? What do you think would have maybe helped you, or if you realized sooner, something you wish you realized sooner, maybe when come to advocating?
Not listening to the first paramedic, went to the hospital that right then and there. Because he was a kid.
So believing yourself, then believing in your gut.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I
believing your
mean,
gut is important. You gotta listen to your gut, man. Anytime I don't listen to my gut, something bad happens, and it's like, man, why didn't I just stay home. Like so many
Yeah.
times I'm like, I don't want to go out. And your friends are like, let's go. And then you go out and it's like, you either lose something or something hits a flat tire. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like the universe's way of saying, listen to yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
But all right, was there anything else you wanted to add to that topic before I ask a little bit about you and your streams and stuff?
Um, just trust your gut always. And then of course, advocate for yourself. Doesn't even have to be medically. I mean, just like Silly Lily, sorry. Like Silly Lily said earlier though, you, so always, protect it. Protect yourself. But
Yep.
yeah.
Follow your gut. All right.
Yeah.
When do you stream? What are your streams like? You have any other shows coming up?
I'm doing something with Jay on Sunday as well. Is it the same show, Jay,
I
as
think so.
Pebbles?
His 9
Okay.
p.m.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
but but it's on tagged, I think. But yeah, but other than that, whenever I stream, I'm kind of in the middle of trying to figure out what I want to stream about. But I sing, I read, I color, I watch TV. So,
What's your
meh.
favorite TV show?
Well, right now I'm watching Shifting Gears and Grey's Anatomy.
Nice. I did Grey's Anatomy for a while, but I haven't watched the last couple seasons. It's been a while.
Well, I don't know if you heard about it, but yesterday, the guy that played Mark Sloan,
I know.
I wanted to cry so hard last night. I'm like, ah. I'm like,
Oh, he
why?
was such a gorgeous, gorgeous human.
He was a pretty man. Yep.
Oh, he was such a gorgeous man. That salt and pepper
Yeah.
look that he got, like in the midst of the show.
Yeah.
It
But
made,
Lou
it made
Gehrig's
he
disease.
was, but and he was, and I don't know. I liked him. He was a good guy. I think at
Yeah.
least you didn't hear negative stuff about him in the tabloids and stuff.
Oh yeah, the pit is actually more realistic though.
The
Yeah,
what?
the pit. Sorry. Cool dude was like, if you like medical, take a good look, take a peek at the pit.
Oh,
The pit is actually more medically correct and not as the people. What? No. As the people. Sorry, headphone jack. He has got his attention, but yeah, on the pit, they're more medically correct, and as people at the hospital say, here anyway, they'll like, well, if you like watching Grey's Anatomy, I just want to let you know that we're not rock, sex, and drugs over here. And I said, okay. I'm like, didn't think y'all were, but great.
well, some shows are a bit crazy. But
Yeah,
all
for sure.
right, delightful chaos. I appreciate you for coming on, guys. Hit her with the fave. Check her out, and thank you for being on the show. And bye, kitty. Cat is so cute.
Thank you. Oh, and also, hey, you want to do air 5?
Oh.
Boom. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
All
All
right,
right.
honey. Thank you so much. Have the best weekend. That's
Oh,
your
I'll
girlfriend.
try.
Ooh.
All right. Well, thank you for having me on here.
Thank you so much, dear. All right. That cat is
All right.
cute.
Ah, sorry.
You're all right. Oh, you guys, if you're just tuning in, we had two amazing guests and talking about, self-care, self-love, and when it comes to your body, knowing when something's wrong, when something's off, right? It's important that we put ourselves first, and it's important that we advocate for ourselves. when it comes to, especially to the medical stuff, you know. You got to make sure yourself is taken care of. You know, like I said before, if you let yourself run to where your battery's empty. I've got water, I've got tea, constantly sipping, my throat sore, not like sore, but dry. I have 5 minutes to fill, guys. Or I can just politely end, unless there's anything you guys had that you wanted to